How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be, this was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Because when you've got all of these protests that have been going out there and people that have been protesting against him and what have you, this man is coming. He's coming. And I've been saying it for a long time. And to me, this is the latest nugget of evidence that we're talking about right here. That's not to question the legitimacy of the case. We don't know. We're all sitting up here and we're saying that we don't know. But anybody that has been around him, anybody that has talked to him, anybody that has seen his reactions from the sports leagues and the positions that people have taken, they are not surprised at what's going on today. I'm watching a press conference with the director of the FBI. Tell me when we've seen that. We've seen people, we've seen accusations before. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement. And it's a warning that more is coming. And that's what they're saying here. And everybody better get, I'm just telling you, it's as serious as it gets. This ain't the platform for me to get into it the way I'm going to get into it. But I've been saying he's coming. He's coming because in his eyes, folks try to throw him in jail. In his eyes, he's innocent. They try to put me behind bars. I'm getting everybody. He's not playing. And so this, in a lot of people's eyes, talk to people in the NBA, talk to people in the NFL, talk to people in the world of sports. They think this is like the tip of the iceberg. These are the kind of words that are coming out of people's mouths. It's not a surprise. It's very disheartening. It's very concerning. We don't know where this is going to go. But this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, down the street. By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
So Kash Patel's clapping back, calling Stephen A. Smith pretty much a full-out dumbass, stupid son of a bitch, right? I'm in Washington, D.C., where all the bullshit is all kinds of idiots, more or less, is what I took from what he was saying. But I kind of feel Stephen A. Smith on this, man. Like, Kash Patel, when I seen this dude on Joe Rogan, that was bugged out to me. And the shit they were talking about, and just seeing the FBI director position himself in that kind of way from a PR standpoint is truly bugged out to me. Then, like you said here, you got him doing this press conference. Like, he's like, yo, me and Trump are letting our nuts hang. Pause. That's what it feels like. Pause. And then those connections he was speaking of to the world of sports. He's been going in on the NFL, the Bad Bunny thing, his buddy Kid Rock. We already touched on that on the channels. Like, man, fuck out of here, you dress wearing goofy. We don't want you at the Super Bowl. You know what's crazy too is he was actually at the Super Bowl a couple years ago when someone else performed. He was a part of it, but this would be different because he's headlining it the same way Kendrick Lamar was there when Eminem and Mary J. Blige, Snoop, all them were there. Kendrick was there as well, but he wasn't headlining it. He didn't do a whole medley of songs and all that, just pointing that out. But then Trump spoke out personally about it and just shitting on the NFL, period. And another connection that people are not peeping out, Buffalo Bills fans I know like myself remember this. First off, before him trying to buy the Buffalo Bills and failing, taking an L to Terry Pagula, who owned the Buffalo Sabres, was he do the whole fracking thing, sold a bunch of land, bid $1.4 billion, and bought the Buffalo Bills at that time, setting a record for buying a sports franchise. Since then, another team went up for sale, and I think it was a basketball team, maybe, I don't know. Someone leave it in the comments if you recall, and broke that record. But that shit stuck in Trump's crow. He don't like eating a big old plate of crow. Rich dudes, period. I'm not just speaking about Trump. People who were on that power high, they don't like that shit, taking L's and being embarrassed in that way. And he used to own the New Jersey Generals in the USFL. And he wanted to own the Buffalo Bills and move them off to Toronto. It was him, John Bon Jovi, all these butt bastards building over the Buffalo Bills. But thank God for Terry Pagula buying the team and keeping them in town. But for real, I'm feeling what Stephen A's saying. This whole thing just smells a bit funny. Smells like some bullshit, man. And it's a damn shame that that's the way the feds work. He's saying, oh, you know, I decided all. Listen, you need to tap in with other branches of federal law enforcement like Homeland Security. I keep pointing out in video after video, there's this horrific epidemic of trafficking going on in this country, and Homeland Security doesn't even arrest or even do much with half these cases with the kids on the NACMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They don't even do what they're supposed to do. It's crazy. It's gotta, like, all this shit is politically driven at the end of the day. And I mean, it sounds good, him clapping back and calling Stephen A a dumbass. And let's keep it real, Stephen A does say a lot of dumb bullshit. But in this situation, at this point in time, I'm feeling him, you know. And he did put it out there, hey, we don't know the validity of the case at this time. We'll have to wait and see. You know, we see Chauncey Billups and other individuals being all smutted in the news right now, but nothing really about the organized crime aspect of the case. We were not seeing like the mafia and all that. And don't get me wrong, it's just on a surface level hitting the news cycle and the headlines at this point in time. But I'm inclined to rock with Stephen A on this. This really does feel like some kind of personally fueled thing coming from Team Trump. And Stephen A said there's been whispers and discussions of this. He's coming, and this is the beginning of this. And did y'all see that shit the other day, that crash out of that, what's his name, that country singer, Andrew whatever?
Crash out. You want to crash out? Fine, I'll fucking get you one. If we don't wake the fuck up soon, and I mean quick, fast, and in a fucking hurry, we are fucked like a football bat. We got the Department of Homeland fucking Security out here sharing hype videos of ICE agents flying in on American cities, banging in doors, jacking people out of their houses, tying them in the streets naked, and then carting them off in the back of U-Hauls with no warrants or due process, like it's a fucking trailer to the newest Call of Duty game. And the worst part is, I gotta watch some of y'all cheer it on like you're watching a one of the most powerful tools that we will ever have. I knew being a country artist I was going to get some backlash for the things that I was about to say. And I knew that I was risking my career because of it, because I'm a small artist who didn't have a big fan base to fall back on already. But I said the shit anyways with my whole fucking chest. Because if you think that I'm going to sit back and watch the America that I love to my fucking core be beaten to its fucking knees without saying a word, then you got me fucked up. And the only regret that I have is not saying something sooner. I would rather my label call me the fuck up and drop me right after posting this video and have no career at all than live in a world where what is happening right now is happening. And I don't say a fucking thing like most of these artists do. So if you gotta leave, I get it. But either way, I want it to be crystal fucking clear what side of history I'm on. Oh.
Who was saying, man, we got ICE videos flying like trailers to Call of Duty games and all this wild shit. Imagine taking that in, and I want to know what y'all think about that too, if that's just a PR thing, because at the end of it all, he did say, yo, this new song drops at midnight or whatever, and I don't know how that song's charted, what the success is looking like or nothing, but for me, in my opinion, being in the country music genre and the people that listen to that music and their beliefs and such, I think he stands to lose more than gain as far as getting momentum behind his music and his product. I'm not a country guy, but I don't think he's got a big following like that at this point. I could be wrong, you know, but maybe he's trying to branch out and get other kind of people listening to his music and everything. It's just so wild in this country, all these political games, all this political drama, it's all bleeding into everything. But I just wanted to point out with what he was saying, imagine if at the Super Bowl, right? Super Bowl is crazy. I don't even know what the airtime's running like at this point, where like 30 seconds, what it used to be 15 seconds of airtime is $1 million or some shit like that, or 500,000. Wow, this was years back. It's probably astronomically exponentially grown in crazy ways. Like for ICE to be there, if they snatch up Bad Baby, that would be the wildest shit I think I ever seen, man, you know. But yeah, this is a interesting case, an interesting news story, and an interesting back and forth between Stephen A and Kash Patel. And I want to know, as always, what all y'all think about it in the comments section. So let's talk it up. Let's coffee talk it up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, where we talk about it all, from sports, politics, to all this wild shit going on in this crazy world we're living in. And yeah, sub up. Let's talk. Stay tuned for updates. It's coffee, and I'm up out here. Peace.